The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and/or future. Good morning, afternoon, evening. I need a haircut. How are you? My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for the 28th day of August, 2025, and we are playing the games of the last Monday of the season. And the Yankees can pretty much have this all buttoned up with this one. They are in Baltimore, the stadium I had to create in about 30 seconds, to face the Orioles, the Tigers. The good news is they're playing Chicago. The bad news is they're going with a horrible pitcher in the process. So the magic number could be 2 by the time that this stream is over, which would virtually give the Yankees, with 5 days to go after this, their second consecutive American League pennant. So I believe it's Cucks going for the Yankees, and in a rare thing that's not a Red Sox game, I am managing the Yankees. No Mickey Mantle in this one, so if you're disappointed about that, he might pinch hit at some point. The Yankees had it all wrapped up by now, and if things are kind of done today, then we'll probably wrap it up on Labor Day. How about that? So we'll sim Tuesday, so we'll either have Game 1 of the World Series Labor Day or the Wednesday games there. So that's the setup for you. The Yankees and the Orioles from Baltimore. I believe our first trip to Baltimore. I know it's our first trip to Baltimore this year. So that's the setup. We hope you enjoy. The Yankees trying to wrap up the American League. Next. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1956. Today from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, it is the New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find Dave and Vinny today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Apparently, the new patch has made the scoreboard movable. So hopefully that's not the... And the picture I got from Clinton Parks from the 1971 season. So it isn't vintage, but it's a picture nonetheless. Irv Palika gets the call for Baltimore, making his... Well, he got one more start than he did in real life. 5-6 with a 3.57 ERA. He is 28 years old, fastball at 86, and a ground ball pitcher. How you doing? Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Palika went 3 days ago. These are the games of September 24th. In one inning out of the pen against Washington, or Washington, depending on who you are. 10 pitches and struck out 2. So Palika, 106 innings, 92 hits, 50 runs, 42 earned, 6 homers. He walked 43 and struck out 57. So the Yankees resting some regulars today. We'll go with this lineup. Norm Seaburn in left will lead off. Enos Slaughter in right will bat second. Gil McDougald at second will go third. Mr. DeMarco's friend Bill Skowron cleans up at first. Bob Serve in center replaces Mickey Mantle. Imagine getting tickets to an Orioles game late in 56 and you think you got the Triple Crown winner. No, you got Bob Serve. Elson Howard behind the plate will bat sixth. Andy Carey at third batting seventh. Oh, doctor. Jerry Coleman at short batting eighth. And Johnny Cucks on the mound batting ninth. Palika can give you a complete game. Defensively, Brooks Robinson. How about that? A 5 at third for Baltimore. Billy Gardner, Dave's uncle, a 4 and a 7 at short. Wayne Causey, a 3 and a 2 at second. He's 20 years old. The wily vet Bob Boyd, a 5 at first. Bob Demon Marcus, a 5 and a 2 in left. Dick Williams, a 6 and a 4 in center. And Tito Francona, a 6 and a 5 in right. So this is a Folgers veteran special here. Cups of coffee with the vets. Gus Triandos a 5 and a 7 behind the plate, and Palika is a 6 on the mound with a .917 fielding percentage. Hey, there must be a boo-boo, no Yogi. Todd B doing fantasy bets with my replay. God, that's kind of scary. Norm Seaburn at 132, 2 homers and 15 RBI. So the plan is today we will do this, and then we will quick sim Tuesday's game, and then we will see where we are. If the Yankees have it wrapped up, the World Series starts Monday at noon. If the Yankees don't have it wrapped up, we will play with the games of Wednesday, the 26th. Pitch to Seaburn. There is a ground ball to Gardner over to Boyd, and Seaburn is going to reach on an error. Billy Gardner makes his 26th error of the year. No longer Dave's uncle. As Seaburn reaches, the throw had Boyd leave the bag, and that's how this one starts. Enos Slaughter's hitting streak is done. He's still hitting .304 with 2 triples and 8 RBI. Palika deals. That's a base hit into right center field. Gets all the way to the wall. Francona has to play it off the bullpen wall. Enos is going for 3, and the country Slaughter has his 3rd triple of the year since coming over from Kansas City. So the Yankees, again, they can't wrap it up officially today, but can come pretty close at 87 and 61, lead at 1-0. So this is game 149 for New York. And for the Orioles, this is game 149. Feels right the World Series may start. Yep, it is turned into fall here, Steve. In 1956, Brooks tore cartilage in his right knee in the minors, but only missed a few games. Yep. Got called up and played 16 games. It was a 5. Probably the only time in his career in Action PC that he's rated a 5 at third. If I ask Scotty if Bundy works for him, Scotty will get plenty of notification. Gil McDougall at 295, 5 homers and 46 RBI. And he walks. It will be dollars to donuts if the World Series starts Monday. It's Whitey Ford and Don Newcomb. Bill Skowron at 296, 17 homers and 67 RBI. Maybe if we all just concentrate real hard, Scotty will show up for the chat. To left field, Neiman will make the catch. Slaughter back to tag. The throw is cut off, and the Yankees are up 2-0. Mike in the truck, how are you? Still basking in the glow of showing off his game at the Hall of Fame. Bob Serve at 228, 5 triples and 14 RBI. Got away from Triandos, and McDougall moves up to second. So Serve with the 2-1 count. The National League will host the World Series, so games 1 and 2 will be in Brooklyn. And the American League will either be in New York or Detroit. There's a fly ball left center. Williams runs it down, and Dick will make the catch. McDougall will tag and hold as Williams throws a strike into third. 2 out for Ellie Howard at 269, 3 homers and 44 RBI. If Wild Bill Heggie is watching the game, I don't know. Howard, it's a ground ball to first. Boyd's got it. It takes it to the bag, and Howard beat it out. He did flip it to the pitcher. I think there was a bit of confusion who should have it. And Ellie reaches for Andy Carey at 263, 9 homers and 79 RBI. There is a base hit right center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Francona has to play it off the pen. McDougall and Howard score, and it's 4-0 New York in the top of the first. Bart Lowe, how are you? Bart will be disappointed that the that Mantle and Berra aren't playing, but the Yankee bench has a 4 spot on the board. Jerry Coleman at 242, no homers and 19 RBI. Coleman into right center, and that's a base hit. Carry around third to score, and the Yankees are just trying to do a no-doubter here. They're up 5-0 before Baltimore can bat. For Johnny Cucks, hitting 115 and 10 RBI. There is a base hit into center field. My word. So the Yankees have batted around here in the first. Palika, 28 pitches, 2/3 of an inning, 5 hits. All 5 runs are earned. No, I take that back. They're not earned because Baltimore has an error, and he's walked a man. Norm Seaburn reached on an error to start the game and scored. And he strikes out, and that will do. But the Yankees trying to get into the World Series on this stream, 5 runs, 5 hits and an error. They leave on 2. The good news, if you're an Oriole fan, is you got 27 outs. Yankees 5, here comes Baltimore. Aaron, how are you? You're welcome, Mike. So if this holds and the Tigers lose, then Monday would be the World Series. We'll see. There's a chance that we do a stream tomorrow, but we'll tell you on short notice. But the World Series will either be Monday or Wednesday. Johnny Cucks making his last start of the regular season. He can win his 20th of the year if this lead holds. 19-9, however, he has a 4.69 ERA. Johnny, 23, fastball at 85, and a ground ball pitcher. Yes, I am. I'm managing the Yanks, Bart. Yes, this game might cut to a rerun of Silver Spoons. Again, this isn't the clincher. The magic number is 4. If it gets down to... But we will quick play Tuesday's games. Cucks last pitched 8 days ago on the 16th, an 8-2 win over Cleveland. 9 innings, 130 pitches, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned. A home run, he walked 4 and struck out 3. Keep it going. 226 2/3 overall for Johnny, 245 hits, so there's hope for Baltimore yet. 132 runs, 118 earned, 25 homers. He's walked 85 and struck out 78. The lineup Baltimore will send out there: Dick Williams leads off in center. Bob Boyd at first will bat second. Tito Francona in right goes third. Bob Neiman in left will clean up. Gus Triando's behind the plate batting fifth. Billy Gardner at short going sixth. Brooks Robinson, not his first game, at third, batting seventh. Wayne Causey at second goes eighth. Palika, who had a horrible top of the first, batting ninth. And Johnny Cucks, just trying to keep his arm fresh, on the mound, can give you 125 pitches. The Yankee defense sets up this way. Norm Seaburn is 6 3 and left. Bob Serve disappointing the partisan throng here in Baltimore by playing center. He's a 3 5. Enos Slaughter, who tripled already, is a 4 3 and right. Andy Carey a 5 at third. Jerry Coleman a 4 6 at short. Gil McDougald is a 7 10 at second. That's pretty good. Bill Scowen, really the only regular in the lineup today, along with Andy Carey, is a 6 at first. Ellie Howard a 5 4 behind the plate, and Cucks an 8 on the mound with a 9.14 fielding percentage. I don't think Dave has any relatives that have played in professional sports. But every time I see a Gardner, of course he's his uncle. Dick Williams at 278, 3 homers and 29 RBI. Orioles down 5-0 from the get-go. That's a hard shot to short. Don't say that fast. Coleman backhands it, throws to Scowen for the out. 1 away. for Bob Boyd at 307, a home run and 21 RBI. Ground ball to McDougald, over to Skowron, and Boyd beat it out. Bob turned on the afterburners. McDougald, thinking he's going to get a champagne bath later on today, still got to get the outs. Here's Tito at 251, not Terry. 6 homers and 59 RBI. Cuck steals. That's into center. Serve. Holds it for the out, and Boyd goes back to first. So 2 out for Bob Neiman, hitting .332. He's had a good year. 9 homers and 74 RBI. And now we join our next program, already in progress. Ted Turner's quest for the America's Cup, followed by the all-new Leave It to Beaver. Neiman up the middle, base hit. Boyd on his way to third. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Triandos, hitting .315, 21 homers, and 89 RBI. There are a couple good sailing sims. There's Sail Away and Virtual Sailor. Triandos into left field. This should end the inning. Seaburn, or Carey, rather, will make the catch, and the Orioles can't score. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. After 1 here in Baltimore, New York 5, Baltimore nothing. So Slaughter, McDougald, and Skowron the second time around to face Palika in the second. Enos tripled and drove home a run in that 5-run barrage in the first. Ground ball to Gardner, over to Boyd, 1 out. McDougald walked and scored in the first. There is a ground ball past Gardner. Neiman will throw it in, and Gill has a single. That's the 6th hit. Bill Skowron has an RBI and a sac fly. So Bill has driven in 68 on the season. Skowron in the left field. Back goes Neiman, and that ball is gone. So 7-0 New York. New York trying to make sure that we don't have another regular season stream. Skowron has driven in 3 today. I think I'm going to go find Ted Turner's quest for the America's Cup. There was a Sam Juckett playing college ball last year. You know, wow. Yeah, no, I have no famous relatives. Holy cow, it's 7-0. Bob Serve is 0 for 1. Palika needs to hit somebody, I think, now. Where is Sam playing? And where did he play? Serve draws the walk. Howard singled and scored. So the Yankees, their bench is outside of Skowron, is just pounding the Orioles. There's a ground ball to Gardner. Quasi for 1, Boyd for 2, so there is a 6-4-3 double play. However, the 2-run shot from Skowron makes it New York 7, Baltimore nothing. So Gardner, Robinson, and Quasi here to face Cucks in the second. Day of the week wise, we will give, because Newcomb will pitch the last day of the season for Brooklyn. The World Series in game time will start on a Thursday, so Nuke will have 3 days rest. Gardner at 226, 15 homers and 57 RBI. Slow chopper down to third. Carey's got it over to Skowron no, that's an error. So Andy makes his 19th error of the year. And Gardner on second. Keith Olbermann's... No, that's in the dugout. It's not find the seats. It's in the dugout. Can't make the joke. Here is Brooks Robinson. Robinson at 412, 2 doubles and 2 RBI. That's into center. Serve makes the catch, and Gardner goes back to second. This will not set world rating records today. Wayne Causey at 128 and 3 RBI. Cuck steals. Causey pops it up. Left side. Carey won't drop this one. And there's 2 out for Irv. Irv hitting 0.94 with an RBI. Cuck steals. And that is a high ground ball to Scourin, who will take it to the bag himself, and that will do. No runs, no hits, and the error by Carey doesn't hurt. We go to the third here in Baltimore. New York 7, Orioles nothing. Sam was in the Central Athletic Collegiate Conference playing for Goldie Beacon Lightning, or Bescom Lightning. Okay. You can't get much more obscure than that. I don't know if I'm related to Sam or not, and I've never heard of that school. Andy Carey, by the way, doubled home 2 in the first. The Central Athletic Collegiate Conference. That is into right. Francona makes the catch. How about that? 1 out for Jerry Coleman. Jerry has an RBI single in this one. There is a line shot to left that will drop in front of Neiman, who will bring that to the wall, and Jerry has his 5th double of the year. The cat, well, yes, it's still Goldie Beacom is in Wilmington, Delaware. Johnny Cucks has a single. He's 1 for 1. There's a ground ball to Causey. Coleman on his way to third. We're not bunting up 7 runs. I'm sorry. 2 out for Seaburn. Palika, 65 pitches, 18 batters, 2 2/3, 8 hits. The home run to Scour, and he's walked 2 and struck out 1. When you say it that way, Cack, it sounds like you're coughing up a hairball. Pitch to Norm. That's up the middle. Causey snares it over to Boyd, and that will retire the side. Well, the Yankees finally put a big O up on the board. No runs, a hit. They've left on 3. Bottom third. New York 7, Baltimore nothing. Yes, Todd. Poor Sam. He's even more obscure than I am. Top of the lineup for Baltimore, Williams, Boyd, and Francona. Dick is 0 for 1. Johnny Cucks opening 9, 34 pitches, 2 innings, 2 hits. Sam, I'm sure, is a legend in his mom's eyes. That's all that matters, right? That's into left center field for a base hit. Seaburn will cut it off. Todd, it doesn't get much more obscure than a double Z-list YouTuber. Bob Boyd reached on an infield hit in the first. I looked at the website Steve did, and their slogan is "Become Your Best." Oh, my God. Sounds like something out of a Reese Witherspoon movie or Parks and Rec, right? Become your best. First high school I went to, the #1 cheer was "Get psyched, get super psyched, get psyched." And it wasn't said that nicely. Pitch to Boyd. There is a chopper foul first base side, and someone who was passed out from too many natty bows from Baltimore made the play. A ball and 2 strikes. To Boyd, that's in the center. Serve will make the catch, and Williams goes back to first. Good Lord, with those puns, Todd B says they should become Debo's interim manager. Poor Dave is trying to figure out XSplit, right? Or parallel. Yeah, well, yeah. Not like you don't pun, Todd. Tito Francona 0 for 1. 1 out in the third. Giants have a touchdown on the Colts, 7-0. That is up the middle. Coleman only plays to first, and Tito is out. See, I always called Terry Tito. 2 out. For Bob Demon, neatness doesn't count, right? Who singled his first time up. And Demos was not having a good day yesterday. I got to reach back out to him. We talked about some of his streaming stuff. There's a fly ball, left side. Seaburn turns and watches it go out of play, and someone from Ellicott City makes that play. A ball and 2 strikes. Struck him out. Cuts is through 3. No runs, a hit, no errors. The Orioles have left on 4. We go to the 4th. New York 7, Baltimore nothing. So Slaughter, McDougal, and Scourin to face Palika here in the 4th. Enos 1 for 2, an RBI triple and a run scored. That's a base hit into right. That will go all the way to the wall. And Slaughter, in his 40-year-old legs, has a double and a triple in this one. That's the 9th hit for the Yankees. McDougal has singled, scored twice, and walked. Popped up. Triandos will make the catch. 1 out. For Scourin, who's already had himself a day, he drove home a run on a sac fly, and then it hit a 2-run homer in the second to make it 7-0. That is a ground ball, base hit, past Boyd. Francona will pick it up. Slaughter scores again, and Scourin is driven in 4 on the night. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta fight through it, Todd. I saw he was arguing with YouTube server. The good news with XSplit, Bob served, by the way, 0 for 1 with a walk. Once you have it set up the way you like, you save it for this. I mean, I have a template for Action PC Baseball and for everything else. You don't have to change it. The login information is stored elsewhere as far as connecting from your computer to Google. Pitch to serve. Bob swings, ground ball to third. Robinson's got it. Can't make a play. There you go. We got Brooks Robinson on the stream, and he makes an error. Mr. Unger's going to be so upset with me. So it's 8-0 New York. Scourin on second, serve at first for Elston Howard, who has singled, scored, and grounded into a double play. There is a fly ball left field. Neiman will track it down in the alley for the out. Scourin will go to third. When I did my first Super Bowl, so it would have been the winter of 19, my stream died in the middle of it. Dallas had scored a go-ahead touchdown because it was Dallas and Pittsburgh. We were using Action PC Football. And so I've got one of the biggest audiences. We got a well-known Super Bowl, and it cut out with like 4.5 to go. I think we missed all of one play. Pittsburgh came down to score. You mentioned high school. When Steve was in high school, he finished an exam early and laid your head on a desk. They woke me up because I was snoring. When we were done with our exams, and the second high school I went to, we did midterms as well. Andy Carey, 1 for 2, a double. He's driven in now 81, 2 on the day, and scored once. They just got us out because they didn't want that to happen. They threw us all in the cafeteria. We could snore all we wanted there. Pitch to Carey with 2 out. Ground ball to third. Robinson's got this. He'll go to Causey for the out, and that will do. Yankees get 1 more on 2 hits in the air by Brooks Robinson. After 3.5, it's the Yankees 8, the Orioles nothing. So here are the standings. The Dodgers, if they can win their last 5, or if they win out, they'll have been the winningest team in Retro Sports Network history. Seattle won 110 in 2001. And just to show you how much they dominated, Milwaukee's the only team that's going to be above 500. Cincinnati would need some help. The reason why we're doing 2 days, a quickie streamy after this, because it looks like the American League is done. The Yankees' magic number is 4. They are 3 up on the Tigers. 4.5 on the surprising Red Sox. And Chicago is eliminated if Detroit wins, because their elimination tragic number is 1. Cleveland had a good year. Baltimore is in 5th, Washington in 6th, and Lenny Dawson is still 6 years away in Kansas City. That's true. They did not interrupt my broadcast with Heidi. And if Bart's still here, Mantle looking like a Triple Crown winner. He is not playing today. He has a 9-point lead in batting average over Harvey Keene. He has an 18 home run lead over Vic Wertz and an 11 RBI lead over Al Kaline. Triandos is 0 for 1. Left field, Seaburn. Going back, Triandos got a lot of that, but Nam makes the catch. And Triandos is hurt, which is not what you want the last Monday of the season, so they're going to have to go with another catcher. Weather, by the way, a gorgeous night here in Baltimore, 75 degrees, winds blowing in from left to 3. I would think Barty has that wrapped up. Billy Gardner 0 for 1. That is up the middle, past McDougald for a base hit. For Brooks Robinson, who's 0 for 1. That is a fly ball right field. Back goes Slaughter, and Robinson hits his first home run of his career. There you go. Brooks Robinson has hit his first home run of his career, and it's now an 8-2 game. He goes the opposite way off of Cox into right center, and it's now an 8-2 ball game. Yeah, the streamers are watching Silver Spoons. Ricky discovers Aaron Gray's virtues. Next on Silver Spoons. So that's a 26th home run allowed by Johnny Cox. Bart, I think the Yankees are going to go into the World Series as heavy underdogs. Not just because the Dodgers are 18 games better than the regular season. I don't know how they get their pitching to close out ball games. Wayne Causey's 0 for 1. Todd B puts in fireworks. Pitch to Causey. That's in the center. Serve. Will make the catch. 2 out for Palika. See what the computer does here. He really shouldn't be batting. He will. He's 0 for 1, and Cox struck him out, and that'll do. However, a little bit of excitement in this. Brooks Robinson homers to right center field. Would that have been his first of his career? Baltimore, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the 5th. Yankees 8, Orioles 2. So Coleman, Cox, and Seaburn to face Palika here in the 5th. Jerry has singled, doubled, and driven in his 20th run. Left field, Neiman will make the catch, and that will do. Parallel League, Steve says, I think else to include the kid in. That was a fastball. Welcome to the big leagues, kid, and don't wink again. Johnny Cox is 1 for 2 with a single. Palika deals. That's a hard shot to Boyd. Bob takes it himself. And there's 2 out for Norm Seaburn. Norm 0 for 3 with a run scored. It is a chilly day here in Burlington, by the way. And Palika struck him out, and that will do. Halfway home on a fall day here in Burlington. Yankees 8, Orioles 2. Oop, hold on. Somehow they didn't monetize it. Here. Have a stupid ad. I didn't look to see where we were when I had to reset it. So, 8 runs, 10 hits, an error for the Yankees. If you joined us late, we'll see you next week. Baltimore, 2 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. The Yankees batted around in the first. Enos Slaughter tripled home Norm Sebring to make it 1-0. Bill Skowron a line shot to make it 2-0. Bill's having a big day. Andy Carey a 2-run double to make it 4-0. And Jerry Coleman singled home Max Carey to make it 5-0. In the second, Skowron hit a 2-run homer to make it 7-0. And in the fourth, he singled to make it 8-0. Baltimore, the lone highlight for them, Brooks Robinson, what might have been his first ever career home run, a 2-run shot to right center. And then a nice logo for the Orioles. That was their first after they moved from St. Louis. To make it 8-2. Cucks, 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. A home run inning, a struck out 2. Palika, 28 batters in, 5 innings, 10 hits, 8 runs, but just 4 earned runs. The home run to Skowron, he has walked 2 and struck out 2. So 66 pitches for Cucks through that. There'll be Williams, Boyd, and Francona. Dick 1 for 2. Right field, Slaughter. 1 out. For Bob Boyd, Bob is 1 for 2. Ground ball to Skowron. I'll take it to the bag himself, and there's 2 quick outs. So Moose has been loose here in Baltimore. Francona is 0 for 2. And Tito draws the walk. So a 2-out walk. Cucks is first of the evening. Here's Bob Neiman. He has singled and scored. That is a ground ball. Coleman stabbed it. Wow. Over to McDougal, and that'll do. The Yankees, even with their bench, lead it 8-2. Bart says it did it with, in real life, Ford and Larson. Here's the thing. Chances are it's going to be Whitey Ford versus Don Newcomb up to 3 times in the series. I just kind of had the feeling. The last time we had on Don Newcomb was the night that they clinched a tie for the National League, and Newcomb threw a 1-hitter. To me, going into the World Series, Slaughter, McDougal, and Skowron, by the way, here in the 6th. Enos, 2 for 3. He has doubled and tripled. Driven in a run and scored twice. Newcomb kind of gives me that 85 Tudor vibe. There is a ground ball base hit. Francona will cut it off, and Slaughter, I don't know what bucket of spit the Yankees gave up for him, but what a good move for them. McDougal 1 for 2. He has singled, scored twice, and walked. The other thing that Bart will be chewing his fingernails on is the Yankee pen. It isn't good. McDougal, it's a base hit into right center field. Francona will grab it. Slaughter will hold. Skowron has had himself a night. He has singled, hit a sac fly, homered, and driven in 4. Sounds like the Yankees top hat logo started out on a New York Yankees football team, and the baseball team stole it. I think when I put those logos in, I think it said 47 or 49 for that. The interlocking NY was their logo for the longest time. Pitch, Ginsburg, the new catcher. He's a 2 and a 5 behind the plate. Line drive to Causey, and everyone's got to scamper back 1 out. For Bob Serve, 0 for 2 with a walk. 1946, okay. And was it this year or last year they took the white outline away from the numbers on the road jerseys? So they look again like how they look in this. Serve to Causey, throw to first, and Bob is retired. Everyone else moves up. 92 out for Ellie Howard, 1 for 3. Singled, scored, and grounded into a double play. Just in case you are new to the channel, and I can't imagine there's going to be too many new people watching a 8-2 blowout here in the 6th. Manage the home team, so I'll have Brooklyn in games 1 and 2, and I will be running the American League champion, presumably the Yankees, in games 3 and 4. Howard hits a ground ball to third. Robinson makes a fantastic play. Throws to Boyd to end the inning. So Robinson taketh away, and Robinson giveth to the Orioles on his second great play. After 5.5, it's the Yankees 8, Orioles 2. It's just not really a ball game at this point. Joe Ginsburg, over from Kansas City, 2 for 14 on the replay, hitting 143. Thought he had the night off. Has an RBI, ground ball to third. Carey over to Skowron for the out. Billy Gardner, 1 for 2. Billy has a single and scored. There is a line shot to right that will drop in front of Slaughter. Enos is exhausted from all that running on the bases. That's only the 6th hit for Baltimore. So here is Brooks Robinson. He homered in his last at-bat. Next, on a very special mod. Up the middle, Coleman. Only play is to first. Bang, banger, got him. 19-year-old kid with lanky legs. He'll learn to beat that stuff out eventually. Wayne Causey's 0 for 2. Gardner on second, 2 out. There is a hard shot to first. Skowron takes it himself, and that will do. We go to the 7th here. Yankees 8. No runs, no hits, and no errors for the Orioles. They have 2. So Carey, Coleman, and Cux to face Palika here in the 7th. And a 1 for 3, a double, 2 RBI, and a run scored. Right back to the mound, first base side, throws to Boyd, 1 out. Yeah, not really the way we wanted to start year 8 with a blowout. Jerry Coleman, 2 for 3, a double, and an RBI. Coleman, a ground ball to Gardner, over to Boyd, and there's 2 outs. So Palika settled in after a horrible first. Johnny Cux will bat, 1 for 3. He's got himself a single. Fly ball, left side. Neiman will watch it hook, foul. Johnny Unitas' father made that grab. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. These spam calls are annoying. Oh. Hello, Parallel League. This is Nurse Britt. I will be there to do your visit at 12:45 p.m. Please be ready for your visit. Struck him out. Cux strikes out. We go stretch time, 8-2 New York. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Pitchers Spot, Williams, and Boyd to face Cox. If Irv bats, he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. My name is Amanda. And so you hit them with weird questions that confuse it. KBBL request line, how may I help you? And Joe Frazier's going to pinch hit. Wow, I didn't realize he was a 2-sport star. What? That's not... Well, that is Joe Frazier. What do you mean it's not that Joe Frazier? Good pinch hitter. He actually has 9 RBI, hitting 346. Overall, 305, 15 doubles, and 11 RBI. What's most annoying, Bart, is when you're watching a YouTube video that you know is voiced by AI, but also written by AI. I swear, I should have been born 10 years earlier to do some voiceover work. Oh, I wanted this to be a strikeout so bad. Single to center field. Frazier reaches with a hit. That's their 7th. Nick Williams, 1 for 3, a single. Johnny Cucks, 27 batters, 102 pitches, 6+ innings, 7 hits, the home run to Robinson. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. There's a fly ball, shallow right center. Serve will make the catch, and Frazier goes back to first. You can certify that this is always me, unless the tokens run out. Yeah, Sean, your hero is 2 for 3 today. He's homered, he's singled, he's driven in a run. Bob Boyd, 1 for 3 with a single. Up the middle, a base hit. So Serve will throw it back in, and Frazier holds at second. For Tito Francona, 0 for 2 with a walk. Howard and Cucks have a word. That is up the middle, and that will load the bases, and that will do it for Johnny Cucks. So Serve in for Mickey Mantle. Can't make the play. Whitey will pitch Wednesday. Tommy Byrne, why would they start him? He's a reliable bullpen. So, and Sturdivant goes tomorrow. If I got to go with Tom Morgan... are you kidding? No, I can go with Byrne. So, just so you know, this will be who I would use to close out games if the Yankees go to the World Series in that middle 3 in the Bronx. So, Byrne, who will make one more start, 37 years old. He is 8-1 with a 2.07 ERA. And let me tell you, Byrne will be the first choice for the Yankees coming out of the pen. Fastball at 84. Ground ball plus pitcher. He went 1 inning against the Red Sox 3 days ago up in Boston. 21 pitches, a hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. So 90, 91 in the 3rd inning, 74 hits, 25 runs, 21 earned, 5 homers. He's walked 38 and struck out 50. Byrne, baby, Byrne. I'm not sure they're playing out on the Oregon. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the 7th. Neiman 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. So Byrne deals. That's a fly ball to right. Slaughter should make that catch. Frazier... Will he tag? He doesn't have a heck of a lot. No, he'll hold. Which is why you're 66 and 82. Joe Ginsberg in for the Ender Triandos is 0 for 1. That is in the right. Or popped up second base. McDougal will make the catch. The Orioles threaten but do not score. And how do you know it's September? Hal Brown coming into relief. So Brown, who made 15 starts on the replay, 7-9 with a 3.95 ERA. He's 32, fastball at 83, a fly ball pitcher, Skinny, kind of heavy. Had that wonderful start against Detroit that we did, where he threw a 3-hitter. Since then, he worked out of the pen against Washington and took the loss in a 7-6 ball game. 1 inning, 26 pitches, 2 hits, and a run. It was earned. Brown 145 and 2/3, 118 hits, 70 runs, 64 earned. He's allowed 20 homers. He has walked 33 and struck out 54. Seaburn is 0 for 4. He has struck out twice and scored. So the scenario is we'll finish today. We will quick sim tomorrow and go from there. But the Yankees, Bart and Sean, came into this with the magic number of 4. They are 6 outs away from having a magic number of 3. Pitch to Seaburn is a line shot to Causey, 1 out. For Enos Slaughter, who has had himself a day, he has singled, doubled, and tripled. He has no power, so there is no threat of hitting for the cycle. He has scored twice and driven in a run. That is a ground ball to Gardner over to Boyd, 2 out. From Gil McDougald, who is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, scored twice, and walked once. Steve's dad used to call skinny people beanpoles. I've heard that before. There is a base hit left field. So the Yankee bench is doing pretty well. 13th hit for New York. Considering no Mickey, no Yogi, no Billy. Here's Skowron, 2 for 3. He has homered, singled, driven in 4, and scored once. Brown deals. Fly ball left field. Neiman lopes over in the corner. Will make the catch, and that'll do. Yankees get a hit. They've left on 8, but when you're leading 8-2, you don't care. So Gardner, Robinson, and Causey to face Tommy Byrne here in the 8th. Billy, 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored once. That's a base hit right field. So Slaughter throws it back in. And Billy has 3 hits on the day and 119 on the year. Brooks Robinson homered in the 4th. We think that was his first career home run. He is now driven in 4 on the replay. Center field, serve. Holds it. 1 out. For Causey, who is 0 for 3. Struck him out. Byrne got him on a 1-2 off speed. So let's see what they do with Hal Brown. Brown hitting .262 with 2 RBI. There's no reason in the world to yank him at this point. You're down 6. It really doesn't matter. And who Evers will pinch hit. Evers, over from Cleveland, 278 as a pinch hitter with an RBI. 244, a homer, and 15 RBI. There is a ground ball left side, searches me, for a base hit. Gardner's going to try for third. Seaburn's going to throw it to third. And he's safe. So runners on the corners, 2 out. For Dick Williams, who was 1 for 4 with a single. Orioles have 11 hits in this one, by the way. Make it 12. Ground ball past Coleman for a base hit. Gardner scores. It's 8-3. For Bob Boyd, who is 2 for 4 today, he has singled twice. There's a ground ball to third. Carey goes across the way to Skowron. Boyd is out on a bang-banger. So Sandy Consuerga, over from the White Sox, coming in to pitch. Sandy, over a couple weeks ago, making his second appearance, he faced his old team, as a matter of fact, 36 years old, fastball at 81, and a fly ball pitcher. He went 2 innings through 24 pitches, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and a home run. So serve Howard and Carey to face Consuegra here in the 9th. Yankees 8, Orioles 3. Bob is 0 for 3 with a walk. To Gardner. Over to Boyd. 1 out. For the Orioles in the 9th, Francona, Neiman, and Ginsburg. Ellie Howard, 1 for 4. He is singled, scored, and grounded into a double play. Causey to Boyd, 2 out. For Andy Carey, Andy 1 for 4. A double, 2 RBI, a run scored. If this is our last regular season broadcast, it's been a fun replay. Thank you, Sean. The leagues flip-flopped how I thought they would do. But Mickey Mantle's won a Triple Crown, or is about to. Pitch to Carey. Andy swings left center field. Back goes Williams, and he will make the catch to retire the side. Orioles 5 to tie and 6 to win. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Yankees 8, Orioles 3. So Francona, Neiman, and Ginsburg to face Byrne here in the 9th. Tito 1 for 3. He has singled and walked. Byrne starts the inning, struck him out. A 1-2 fastball got him swinging. For Bob Neiman, who was 1 for 4, he is singled and struck out. Did you spear it, Steve? You just got an AI call from Brittany. Isn't that funny? You don't have an app on your phone, landline or cell phone. Pitch to Neiman. There's a ground ball to Byrne, over to Skowron, and the Yankees are 1 out away from having a magic number of 3. So Joe Ginsburg, who the computer should pinch hit for here, 0 for 2. Stays in the game, ground ball to Skowron, over to Byrne. The Yankees win it 8-3. So win number 88 took 2 hours and 44 fake minutes. Cux picks up his 20th win of the year. But I agree with the computer. Moose Skowron is your digital dice MVP. 88 and 61. Now 8 runs, 13 hits, an error. They left on 8. The Orioles, almost the reverse at 66 and 83. 3 runs, 12 hits, and 2 errors. They leave on 11. Cut's a 20-game winner. 6 1/3, 9 hits, 2 runs, both earned. The home run to Brooks Robinson, the only 2 runs for Baltimore. He walked 1 and struck out 2. Tommy Byrne with plus stuff was roughed up, 2 2/3, 3 hits, a run it was earned. He struck out 2. Palika, 7 innings, 12 hits, 8 runs, 4 earned, a homer. He walked 2 and struck out 3. All right. Yeah, pretty nice. Ah, okay, there was a heck. Todd. If it was George Hendrick, it'd be 5 hours. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to do the other 2 games real quick. So, Chicago beat Detroit 9-5, which is why we didn't do that game, because Woodishik can't pitch. Larry Doby hit his 23rd, 1 for 2 and 2 RBI. Ray Boone, by the way, drove home 100 for Detroit. And Pittsburgh beats Brooklyn 11-2. Well, magic number is 2. Let's make this real quick. Chicago beats Detroit. The magic number is 1. And the Yankees beat Baltimore 5-2. They have won the American League. So that's it. We are all done. The World Series will be the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Yankees. It will start Labor Day Monday at noon Eastern from Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. And we will go daily, I think, except for that Thursday. It'll be night games, so we'll go games 1, 3, 5, and 7 will be day games, and games 2, 4, and 6 will be night games. But the 1956 regular season is done and dusted, and the New York Yankees, just like real life, it's the second time in the 7 years that we'll have had a real World Series. And for the second time in 7 years, it'll be the New York Yankees and Brooklyn Dodgers. And so until Monday, I'm Ron Juckett. Mantle will win the Triple Crown, I'm sure. Let's take a look at the National League. I didn't finish simming it. Is Snyder going to win the batting title here? We'll look at the NL. No. He's third. He's 14 homers up on Eddie Matthews and a gazillion RBI. But Mantle will win the Triple Crown. I can't imagine he's going to play all that much coming down the stretch. So there you have it. Let me take some games off the board. Let's just finish this. That's too bad. Detroit and Cleveland over the weekend. Red Sox had a chance at the Yankees. And so the World Series will start October 4th. Brooklyn gets 2-1, huh? Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens here. Remember, Brooklyn had to play all the way through. The Yankees are going to win this by by multiple, 5 games. Brooklyn won 110. They were 18 games better than the Yankees. All right. Let's take a look. Did he do it? Did he do it? No. Ferrillo beat him out over Boyer and Snyder. Duke Snyder ties the Retro Sports Network record with 58 home runs with Jim Rice in 78. It is 159 RBI. It's like 20 less than what Rice did that year. So 110 wins for Brooklyn. Wow. In the American League, Mickey Mantle is your, he had 346, is your overwhelming Triple Crown winner. Mays just missed a 40-40. So there you have it. The World Series, Labor Day, Brooklyn Yankees. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you Labor Day for the World Series. Have a good weekend, everybody. So long.